All right. The toughest thing about being an objective hockey fan, and I do my best to be that, is to admit that sometimes a team I don't cheer for looks extremely good on paper. Welcome to my preview of the opening night roster. Remember, this is opening night. This is not what they'll have in December. It's opening night. And there is a funny thing with the San Jose roster right now that I because there's been so much happening so many places. I didn't realize there's a glaring hole on the San Jose roster. This giant, shining, flashing beacon that's really entertaining to me. But up front, there's no glaring omissions in terms of picking up the players they need. Their first line, I have Hurdle, Couture, Pavelski. That's their present future. Second line, I have Bodker, Thornton, and Ward. Third line, I have Donskoy, Marleau, and Melker Karlsson. I'm not a big San Jose fan, and that's known to anybody who's paid attention to my videos. But I love Melker Karlsson, and I love Jonas Donskoy and what he brings to the team. And it sucks that they're in San Jose and that they were guys who didn't cost them really much of anything. And, Karlsson wasn't a top draft pick, and Donskoy wasn't either. And there's a team down the road that could use the kind of role players these guys are. Now, fourth line is tough because Nieto, I honestly think, could bounce up to third line and put Donskoy down on the fourth. Chris Tierney as well, a lot of potential with that kid, and then Tommy Wengels, and that third line and fourth line could interchange with one another. I really, it's so close to call. And then for the extras, for the guys who are in the press box and first ones into the lineup, should something happen, I have Nikolai Goldobin and Timo Meier. And if these prospects live up to their billing, there's a problem. There's a problem. On the blue line, Brent Burns and Marc-Edouard Vlasic, because of course. Paul Martin and Justin Braun, because of course. And then they added Schlemko to pair with Dylan. And the extras are DeMello and Mirko Mueller. And you have to wonder if Mueller might be able to push Dylan out of the lineup, freeing up Brendan Dillon to be traded to Vancouver for I don't care. I want him on one of my teams again because I don't like seeing him on a team that I don't cheer for. I am a huge fan of Brendan Dillon, and I have been since he was a rookie in Dallas, and I never understood why they traded him, and I still don't, and I want to see him in Vancouver or Boston. Well, not Boston. Boston needs a puck mover. Anyhow, net. So you have Martin Jones is going to play 82 games this year because the depth chart in San Jose has Mantis or Malice as the backup right now. And I mean, Grosnick has played games, so right now I would think Troy Grosnick would be the guy who'd be the backup. I would think. But I wrote down Mantis or Malice because he's a male model and he's Lithuanian. There are aspects to this story that could make me a huge fan, if only for the fact that he's a male model and his name's Mantis. I am praying for Mantis to make the save. It is this kind of thing that makes me say, boy, I really hope he has a good camp. I hope he makes it. But it also exposes San Jose doesn't have a backup. How did that happen? How did they not have a backup? Like they traded Stalock, they got Reimer, and they lost Reimer, and now there's nobody. I've and I would revel in it, other than the fact that Martin Jones proved in the playoffs he's a starter. He can play 60, 65 games. So there will be guys available for trade before the season starts, or even a little after the season starts, or guys on waivers. Mike Condon from Montreal, for instance, if he has to clear waivers, San Jose could pick him up, and so on. I just I look at this lineup, and the top 12, every forward is damn good. The top 6 defensemen, all of them are very good. And even the guys I have up in the press box, so to speak, 3 of the 4 are rookies, and they're well thought of rookies. So San Jose isn't rushing its prospects along. The drawback San Jose is going to have is Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau played a lot of hockey this past season. Is age going to start to creep up on these guys? I think it is, but you know what? I predicted that a couple years ago. I thought Marleau was done a few years ago. I thought Thornton was done last year, and I was wrong. See, I do admit I'm wrong, and it's why I find it funny when there's negative stuff being posted. It's like, wait a minute, if I'm wrong later, I will admit it. If Weber lays an egg in Montreal and Subban wins in Norris, I will come straight out and admit I'm wrong. But in this case, I look at San Jose and I say, you know what? These guys could win a Stanley Cup. They went to the final this past season. I don't see any reason why they can't go back and this time win it, because they're that damn good. And I hate to say it, but they can roll 4 lines that can score. They can play a great puck possession game. And their blue line is fantastic. And their goaltending with Jones is enough to win them most games. So there's my San Jose preview. And I'm almost choking on my bile as I say it. But San Jose looks really damn good. And I say that as a Canucks fan that would love to see them fall back. But the missing the playoffs that happened a couple years ago, that appears to have been an outlier. That's not indicative of where the team's going. San Jose has an organization right now that I think you could see go for a nice long run of playoff appearances. I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs anytime soon, no matter how good Vegas is out of the gate. And I'm going to probably post a video about Vegas today because it's getting kind of stupid now. Some of the things that are being bantered about and bandied about. So, it's not that I blame anybody, but it is getting to that point. So, I'll probably do a Vegas video today. Anyways, that's it for the Sharks. I will be posting the other 2 that I have today, and I will get through all 30 teams because I think, and it's not necessarily, oh, I want my channel to be seen by all. It's that I want somebody to come in who's a fan of any team in the league and see content for their team. If I want to go for cheap hits and maximum in revenue and income, I just talk about the Leafs. I'll be honest. And somebody mentioned it on one of my videos. Said, talk about the Leafs. You're going to get the hits. You're going to get the subscribers. And it's true. But just because it's true doesn't mean I want to be another one of those guys. I don't. So if you're a fan of the Sharks, and I've had a couple of Sharks fans, asking, oh, I can't wait to see your preview. That's why I'm doing this one earlier than a lot of the other ones. Because this channel should be for all hockey fans. And I consider this more of a fan channel than an educated opinion channel or anything like that. Speaking of educated, though, right now at Kohl's Books, $5 for 100 years of NHL, of 100 years of hockey glory. And there's a lot of meat and potatoes to get through in here. I cannot wait to get through. It's Cherry's Too Many Men penalty is the page I just opened to. I didn't even know that was in there. There's so much in here. And then for $3, I get the Hockey's Top 10, which I've been looking at this book in that store for a while. It's $16.99 is the other cover price, but it was more than that originally. Here we go. Top 10 players of the Olympics, and there's Sergei Gonchar, number 10. So I will be going through the lists. I will be going through the history of this. This is awesome. These books cost me a combined $8 at Kohl's. So if you're big on hockey books and you want to read piecemeal and you want to read little bits at a time, these are the kind of books to get, and cheap right now at Kohl's. So yeah, and I get $8 worth of points on my Plum Rewards card. Woo! Anyways, that concludes my San Jose video.